Scout automobile, welcome to start. Before you even see it, you feel it. A tension in the air, a low-frequency promise that something serious is about to happen. This is not another modern car trying to be fast with screens and silence. This is a name that carries weight, history, and fear. The 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 302 is not here to remind you of the past. It is here to prove that the past still knows how to fight. The first glance hits hard. The body doesn't look designed, it looks engineered with intention. Every line feels sharp, every surface feels stretched tight over mechanical muscle. The hood sits lower and wider, with aggressive heat extractors that look like they're breathing, constantly pulling hot air from a furious heart underneath. The grille is dark, purposeful, and almost hostile, wearing the Boss badge like a scar earned in battle. This Mustang doesn't smile, it stares. Move closer and the stance becomes impossible to ignore. Wider track, lower ride height, and wheels that fill the arches with absolute confidence. This car doesn't just sit on the road, it presses into it. The side profile is clean but tense, like a sprinter waiting for the gun. At the rear, quad exhaust tips sit ready, promising a sound that doesn't care about neighbors, regulations, or excuses. When the taillights glow at night, the Boss looks alive, like it's watching you walk away. But the Boss 302 has never been about looks alone. The soul lives under the hood, and Ford knew there was only one way to do this right. No turbos, no hybrid tricks, no artificial enhancement, just a naturally aspirated V8 built to rev, built to scream, built to remind the world what real performance feels like. The 5.2-liter V8 in the 2026 Boss 302 is a masterpiece of mechanical honesty. It doesn't shove torque at you lazily. It builds power with drama, climbing higher and higher until the engine feels like it's shouting its own name. This is the kind of engine that changes your mood instantly. Start it up, and the idle alone sends a message. It's not smooth, it's not quiet, it's alive. Blip the throttle and the response is immediate, sharp, addictive. There's no delay, no processing, just action. When you push past the mid-range and let it stretch toward redline, the sound transforms into something almost violent, a metallic howl that sends chills through your spine. Numbers matter, and yes, this engine pushes beyond 500 horsepower, but what matters more is how it delivers it. With emotion, with intensity, with soul. And then there's the transmission, a real manual, 3 pedals, short throws, mechanical engagement. Every shift feels earned. This is not a car that wants to drive itself. It wants you involved, focused, connected. The clutch has weight, the shifter clicks into place with authority, and every downshift feels like a conversation between you and the machine. For those chasing lap times, a performance-tuned automatic exists, but the Boss 302 in its purest form is manual, unapologetically so. The chassis is where the Boss proves it's more than just a straight-line monster. This car was built to corner, to brake, to dominate track days without excuses. The suspension setup is stiff, but intelligent. Magnetic dampers rid the road in real time, adjusting to keep the car planted whether you're carving tight back roads or attacking apexes on a circuit. The steering is heavy and honest, feeding information directly into your hands. You feel the front tires bite, you feel the weight shift, you feel the limit approaching long before it becomes dangerous. Braking performance is brutal in the best way possible. Massive Brembo brakes clamp down with confidence. Lap after lap, no fade, no fear. You can brake later, deeper, harder, trusting the car completely. And when you exit a corner and feed the throttle back in, the limited slip differential ensures the power goes exactly where it should. Controlled aggression. This is a car that rewards skill and punishes laziness. Respect it, and it gives you magic. Disrespect it, and it reminds you who's in charge. Inside, the Boss 302 stays true to its philosophy. This is not luxury for passengers. This is a cockpit for drivers. Deeply bolstered seats lock you in place, holding you steady when forces start pulling hard. The steering wheel feels thick, perfectly shaped, wrapped in materials that grip back when you grip harder. The driving position is low and centered, making you feel like you're part of the car rather than sitting on top of it. The digital cluster adapts to your mood. In normal driving, it's calm and readable. Switch to track mode, and it transforms, prioritizing revs, temperatures, performance data. You get modern tech connectivity and driver aids, but nothing feels intrusive. Everything can be adjusted, reduced, or turned off. Traction control, stability systems, assists, they're there if you want them, gone if you don't. The Boss 302 trusts its driver, and that trust is rare in modern cars. Materials inside feel solid, purposeful, honest. Alcantara, brushed metal, subtle Boss branding reminding you what you're sitting in. There's no fake luxury, no unnecessary gimmicks. This interior is about function, focus, and feedback. Even the sound insulation feels intentional, letting just enough engine and road noise in to keep you connected without becoming tiring. On the road, the Boss 302 has a split personality that makes it even more special. At low speeds, it's surprisingly manageable. You can cruise, you can daily it, you can live with it. But there's always tension under the surface, like a predator pretending to rest. The moment the road opens up, the transformation is instant. Throttle response sharpens, the exhaust opens, the chassis tightens, and suddenly you're driving something that feels unleashed. Overtakes are effortless, violent even. The car surges forward with authority, the engine pulling hard all the way through the rev range. Highway cruising feels confident and stable, but boring roads are not where the boss wants to live. It belongs on twisty asphalt, on track days, on places where driving actually matters. What truly sets the 2026 Boss 302 apart is how alive it feels. In an era where many performance cars are brutally fast but emotionally numb, this Mustang vibrates with character. You feel mechanical movement. You hear metal working. You sense grip building and fading. This is driving that demands attention and gives back emotion in return. The Boss name carries legacy, and Ford didn't take that lightly. This badge has dominated racetracks, embarrassed rivals, and built a reputation for no-compromise performance. The 2026 version doesn't copy designs or rely on nostalgia. It honors the philosophy. Build a car that scares competitors, excites drivers, and refuses to follow trends. In a world rapidly moving toward electric silence and artificial soundtracks, the Boss 302 stands as a defiant roar. It's Ford saying that passion still has a place. That sound still matters. That mechanical connection still matters. This car isn't for everyone, and that's exactly the point. It's for enthusiasts who believe driving should be an experience, not just transportation. When you finally park it and walk away, something interesting happens. You turn back. Everyone does. The Boss 302 has presence, not because it tries to impress, but because it feels real. It feels dangerous in a controlled way. It feels honest. The 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 302 is not just a car you drive. It's a car you respect. A car that challenges you to become a better driver. A car that reminds you why you fell in love with machines in the first place. Loud, raw, imperfect, emotional. And as long as cars like this exist, the soul of driving is not going anywhere.